watching the PIX News at 10.
Con Ed expects to have that power restored by late tomorrow morning.
And a scary sight in one neighborhood in the city. Look at this.
What's this idiot driving down the block? He's going to get electrocuted.
911 won't answer the phone.
This sent in from a member of my tweet team on Twitter. This is a power line fire on 90th Street looking north from 86th Road to 85th Road in Woodhaven, Queens, that broke out around 6 this evening. Several people reportedly called 911. They had trouble getting through. We'll talk to you more about why that was in a second. Witnesses say police finally showed up about half an hour later. If you ever want to send me video, you can find me on Twitter at Peter Thorne, WPIX. And the guy who shot this video, we hope to be speaking with him a little bit later on in this newscast. The storm is also having an effect on the 911 system, as I mentioned. We want to get right back to some video that we showed you just a few minutes ago from Woodhaven in Queens. Just look at this video. This was sent in by a gentleman who's part of my tweet team on Twitter, came to us over the web. Richard Fogel is his name. He's on the line now. Richard, you can best describe what we're looking at. Tell us.
Yeah, that's the power lines up the block from me. They all overheated as a result of a downed tree, and they burned for quite some time there. I would say it burned for at least 3 or 4 minutes before it finally, the line finally snapped, and then the power lines hit the ground. You can see some people panicking. There must have been 20 people around, all trying to contact 911. No one got through. Apparently 911 was down at the time. I don't know. The first police cruiser finally showed up 20 minutes after this video was shot, and the fire department never showed up. So,
and Richard, what's the situation right now?
That block is without power. There's one lone gentleman from Con Ed who happens to work for the company and live on the block, who's the unsung hero in all of this. He jumped in when there was no emergency personnel around and advised people what to do, you know, and steered people away from the downed power lines, and he's really to be commended. And to Con Ed's credit, they put him on the clock and told him to stay there until their crew showed up. But he's the only one who actually advised people to get out of the way. People do some incredibly stupid things. There's puddles right underneath those power lines, and people had children up there. Is just rather remarkable.
So, Richard, as far as you know, is everyone okay? Did anybody get hurt in all this?
I don't think anyone got hurt. Fortunately, as a result of quite a few neighbors and people who came out, we steered everybody away from there. No one got hurt. That block is without power. As you can see from the video, it's going to be a while. They have to replace some power lines. But fortunately, I don't think anyone was hurt.
One of the things you mentioned was about trying to reach out to 911. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, and I've been sending out some updates over Twitter throughout the evening. 911 has experienced a surge of calls tonight. A lot of people are calling, reporting, obviously, the weather conditions, especially tree limbs down. But what 911 is saying that 5 people might call to report the same tree limb down, and it's jamming the lines. NYPD says that they have brought in additional staff to handle the surge in calls, but they're encouraging people 2 things. If you have an emergency, call 911. If you're asked to hold, don't hang up. If you don't have an emergency, make way for people who do and call 311. Richard, what are you going to do tonight?
Well, thankfully I have power, fortunately for me, and I'm actually watching TV. I'm just counting my blessings that everybody in my family is okay and that everyone on the block is okay. And I really want to tip my hat to that Con Ed guy who's still out there in the rain, by the way.
Wow. All right, Richard, thank you very much. We're going to find that hero, try to talk to him as well. And thank you very much for sending me this video. Much appreciated. Glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Pushing on tonight, a new twist in a Brooklyn murder investigation.
There it goes.